get ready, tune in, unwind. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about what's happening, baby. So run, don't crawl. It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to think. So go ahead and get yourself a smooth drink. It's the Smoke World Podcast. Light up your cigar, put your feet up, and don't go too far. So tune in weekly in your car, at home, or on your phone, and listen in the Smoke World Podcast, hosted by Stone.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So grab that stick, go grab a glass, whatever you're drinking, and sit back and have that conversation. Speaking of conversations, yep, we're back at it again, outside live. L-I-V motherfucking live. Yeah, we out here. The sun is on me right now. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay in this position because this sun is kind of beating my ass up a little bit. I'm joined by, hey, mind your business. Yeah. I'm sitting around with my brothers. Sketches is in the building. Sketches!
In the building.
J-Rock. J-Rock is in the building.
Hello.
Bumpy. Got Mother Bumpy Johnson. The original Bumpy Johnson. Fellas, how everybody doing today?
Super. Fantastic.
You got 40s, 50s, and 60s here. Well,
super.
Can we give him 70? He's 69. Can we give him 70?
Nah, don't round that up.
69, 69, go 40, 40, 70. Give me the 70. Give me the 70.
He's a hater. But does he look his age?
No, he don't look his age.
That's my whole point. When he said that to you, it was like, what? Damn.
Yeah.
I kept it harder. I'm not gonna lie. I kept it hard at you.
Yeah. Give him some love.
I come out in
elder.
I didn't recognize you. I thank you for it though.
But your heart is not 70. 69 is not there.
Or
your
spirit.
Heart ain't there yet. Your spirit ain't there yet. So that's good.
It's all about that spirit. You're right.
It's all about that spirit.
That old spirit, that old Negro spiritual in you.
Absolutely.
Things change up.
Yeah.
But you know, it describes the condition that we're in this country, man. I'm telling folks everywhere I go that we miss the mark because we naturalize everything. And from what I understand, the way I was taught, we are in a spiritual war right now that has manifested itself into a civil war between folks that we really can't control. I don't control billionaires. I don't control multi-millionaires.
Right.
They make decisions, unfortunately, without my input. And these folks, it appears, from everything that's happened, everything that we've amassed for the last some odd years in the direction of civil rights and Voting Rights Act and those type of things. Folks are trying to destroy. This is a new kind of evil. This is evil incarnate. It's evil on steroids.
Preach.
What if it was just the same evil? It's just that we can see it now. So we couldn't see it back in the days like we see it now. I think it's the same evil. I think with social media,
I don't
TV,
think so.
we can see it.
I disagree because before, I think folks were pushed to some morality or some decency, and it was things they just would not say.
Right.
Now it's almost like because we have a president who, borderline to me, ignorant and does what he wants to do and says what he wants to say. Who makes a comment about folks who are in Chicago or any urban city? What president you know or what person that is responsible for other people's lives, and has the power to take life, changing the Department of Defense to the War Department, sends a signal. And when you say those folks are born into crime, they're gonna be murderers anyway.
Natural born killers.
The oil flows from the head. When he says things like that, it gives people permission to do and say what they want. But I'm just mighty afraid you're not dealing with the old Negro who sings old Negroid spirituals. You dealing with a new class of black man today.
Right.
And I don't think, you can open your mouth, come out your mouth sideways if you want. And you run into
I don't
folks.
even know no Negro spirituals. Like, I for real, I don't know none. I think I know maybe one song, maybe.
Are you
And not all the words.
You might know him, maybe so they wanted
maybe a
the
verse
hymns.
out of a hymn, but I don't
you
know him.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know him.
You may not know
We
the
didn't
words,
sing
but
them. We didn't sing them.
I bet you.
We didn't sing them in New York. Sorry, we didn't sing them.
Get out of here.
We said we didn't sing them.
Let's make sure we're clear on this. He just didn't go to church when he was in New York. So
Right.
because you wasn't exposed
Right.
to
Yeah, I didn't go to
that
church.
You
environment.
didn't expose. But come on, man.
Wade in the water.
Take
Oh,
that.
that one.
Like I'm saying, I know a couple of lines.
Okay.
You know,
I know a couple of
That's
lines.
all I'm saying.
Swing low, swing chariot.
Yeah, that's an old. I know. So I know that
Absolutely.
those two words,
We are
those 2 sentences. So that's 4 sentences.
Climbing Jacob's ladder.
Who?
Okay, every step goes
Jacob.
higher and higher.
Don't know that one either.
You don't know that?
You ever heard of Jacob?
No.
Oh,
My God.
There was a movie called Jacob Ladder. Was that similar?
he definitely heathen. So let's just
Yeah.
leave him out of it. 'Cause
So Jacob Ladder, the movie, had nothing to do with the old spiritual. Oh,
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
we're gonna pray for
Whole
you.
nother
we had Keep Hope
Heathen.
Alive. We had No Justice, No
song?
Peace.
Oh, you saying okay?
In New York.
Slogans.
We didn't have like
So-
old nigga, you know.
Would you say that there was spiritual warfare going on even back then? How do you explain?
No, it was not like now. You're right.
How do you explain the black exploitation movies? That whole era.
Oh, so you're right.
How do you explain?
right.
Yeah. How do you explain the things that we've lived through?
Right.
Redlining.
Right. You're right.
Redlining. That's serious stuff.
That's
people,
right.
People don't talk about. Even here in Delaware, when you look at the education system, how is it that we're one of the top 4 spending states in the country, but we're part of the last 4 with results? Our children can't read or write. I mean, they can't read, they can't
They
write,
said we on paper one of the dumbest countries in the world.
and the math.
You was just
Well,
talking about Delaware.
I'm
but
talking
yeah.
about Delaware.
Well, just the country alone, like
Because I'm
all
living.
inclusive.
yeah, all inclusive.
Yeah, and so we have some real issues that are confronting us. And when I listen to people, we always talk about what we're trying or attempting to get away from. Seldom do I hear people talking about what we need to get to.
They never do that.
And I'm thinking we need to get to shalom, and that means peace. And you'll hear people say, "Oh, we got to stop the violence." Yeah, what does that look like? Because there's violence in the home, domestic. There's violence in the school, bullying, cyberbullying. There's violence on corporations. That's not violent when you come in and you've planned for your place of employment, that check to pay your family.
Right.
And you come in for no other reason and they tell you fired.
Right.
Go home.
I believe it's structural violence. That's what
Structural. Yeah, it is definitely structural.
Our structure of our country and everything has the violence baked in. And I think everything that when it comes to school, education, all that domestic is baked in. It's big business. There's lots of money and funding when it comes to dysfunction. We reinforce inappropriate behaviors on a regular basis
Wow,
in our
I
country.
like that. Say that
So
again,
we
man.
reinforce
We
inappropriate.
reinforce
Especially in this
inappropriate
Right.
behavior.
Are we going to ignore that we was built
to do
and
that.
created on violence? This country was structured and built on violence. We can't ignore that part.
Yes.
So are we just kind of moving forward from a place of birth?
We have to.
So not to cut
I don't
you,
think
but
it's going to happen. It's impossible.
What's not going to happen?
That's the why. Why do you think America is this way? Why do you think we're the most powerful
was
country in
created.
the world? It was created that way.
On violence.
On violence.
Sure.
And taking and exploitation.
Yes.
Yes.
It was built on that.
Yeah.
There's no investment in the people. I was watching something on China and I was hearing about how they on purpose have an investment in the people. Their army's called the People Army. Their whole culture and society is built on making sure the people are correct.
Absolutely.
Their
But
investment.
at the same time, if you're not on board,
well, why wouldn't you be on board with?
because you
making
might be a democratic person that want democracy.
And what has happened in our democracy?
Yeah. How's
when
that look right now?
Well, we don't
happens
have a
with it?
democracy.
Well,
that's why I'm saying we don't have a democracy.
Well, that's the issue. is
No, we are a republic, but we do have
Right,
a democracy. We are a republic
Democratic
as a country,
As
but
a-
we do have democracy. So
how do you figure that?
What do you mean how you figure that?
Because what we say doesn't mean jack. That means it's not.
but you get to say it.
And you get to
You get to express yourself. Some countries you can't do all that.
up to a certain amount you can say.
Now, let's
Up
speak-
to you can't say anything you want.
Well, you can't say anything you want if
But,
it
that's starting to
endangers-
change.
If it endangers the welfare of others, but inciting violence or speaking to an atmosphere that will create violence is obviously wrong. This country is built on imperialistic capitalism.
Talk it.
And that's what drives us. We're colonizers, and we have to recognize the fact that we are colonizers until we accept the fact that in the mere fabric of those documents that we hold high, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
I heard that before.
All men created equal. On what
Sounds
terms?
a little familiar.
On what terms and in whose eyes? You look through my lens, I'm not created equal. Because if I'm standing next to a white person, you see that white person will receive preferential treatment every time.
But they don't think so. They don't think that.
I don't care what they think, it's what I've had to
That's
live.
why we came up with the name Karen, because she don't think that she's special.
Really?
No. Don't call me Karen. You just call the cops.
Really?
Now they want to use Karen as a word that you can't be used on Instagram anymore.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they
I didn't
take
see
it down.
that.
You can't put Karen on. No,
Are you
they take it
serious?
down. Yes. You can't say woke no more. They take it down
That's
on
what-
certain medias.
That's what I get.
But we got freedom of speech, I thought. You said freedom of
And that's what I'm trying to say, up to a certain amount. So that means democracy doesn't work
But
here.
that's what I said. It's starting to
Well,
change.
no.
It was not always like
Yeah,
that.
let's not say it doesn't work.
Yes.
Let's say that people's aspirations have changed. I think it's back to spiritual warfare and back to a thing we call
But-
greed. I think a lot of things are motivated by greed and not need. You see, when I learn to live with what I need, then I'm less intrusive of your space. And then what you achieve and what you put on don't make me feel some kind of way because I don't have it. Nowadays, we create an environment where if a kid does not have something acceptable to the other children, that kid is going to live a terrible life.
Yeah.
Look,
He's a
they
cornball.
run around with Jordans.
He's a cornball.
Send your kid to school in some, what they used to call
Sketch.
it.
Rejects.
You had a good term for it.
Rejects?
Not walkie-talkies.
No,
Walkie-talkies.
Yeah, send them with them bobos. Look, they spot a bobo a mile away. And that becomes the whole, not only in that class, it becomes the whole talk of the whole school.
But
And
where's that taught from?
And
Where-
people
where-
looking for
It's
you.
structural in our structure again.
So let's go back to, you think it has something to do with the William Lynch letters?
The Willie Lynch. Willie Lynch.
Does this have anything to have you read the William Lynch letters?
Yes.
Willie Lynch.
If you haven't, you can go to my Instagram, you can go to my TikTok,
What's
my
your
Facebook,
Instagram?
and
Yeah,
I
give your
actually
handles out.
quoted.
What is
the-
your Instagram?
Yeah, what's the handle, bro?
So
You'll
people
see
can
it. You're gonna see it. If you see this, you're gonna see
Yeah.
the video. Yeah.
I mean, and your
the William
handle's
Lynch,
gonna
the
be
William
on
Lynch
it.
letters.
But this
very
side is
powerful.
audio, so you need to share that information verbally. Because
Verbally.
they don't see it. Right now, you
The William Lynch letters. You can download it. You can
Black
download
letters.
it.
Is
you
it
can.
William or Willie?
Willie.
Huh?
Willie.
Willie.
It's
William?
Willie Lynch, but his name was William.
Was it?
Yes.
That's the first time I heard that.
Right.
All
Name
right, I
was
believe.
William.
So his name was William. Now, you know that it's interesting because when you listen to how he pours
The
it
word
out,
lynch came from lynching.
of course. However, his intent was to shift the mindset of those.
That wasn't his intent. He did. We got to start saying what it is. He did.
Oh, sure he did. And, you know,
That wasn't no intent. He
yeah,
did it.
He did, and shifting the
Oh, he
mindset,
did it.
he enabled them to feed their greed more. However, when you look at Dr. Leary, DeGrew,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at her work around post-traumatic slavery syndrome, no one has called us in after 400 years of free labor that these folks had. No one called us in, and no one said, "You think you might need some counseling?" Black people, you know, we black people, we took your baby out and we crushed the baby's head. We crushed the baby's head in front of your other kids. And they grew up with that. So they're going to see a crushed baby's head for the rest of their whole life. How do you get away from... Now, first of all, you got to watch the master come in, have his way with your mama, your sister, anybody, whenever he feels
Or your
like
wife.
it. So there's no sense of real family. You're never safe. You have to live in a constant state of apprehension.
And we
Every day, all day.
we got this stigma that we don't protect the women, and that came back from slavery because we couldn't protect our women. We had no army. How can we protect our women if we had no army?
Well,
So for these generations have been going on and on and on. They never was. God, we never had a chance where it was a time in the last 450 years where we actually protect our women.
it wasn't designed for us to protect.
No, not at all. Not at all. And greed is necessary. I wondered, because you was going on the
Right.
point as far as
It's a little
with greed, but with capitalism, greed is absolutely necessary.
You have to have it.
You have to. It's required, especially if you have a company that you have people that have shares. It's legally required that you need to increase profits every single year. Greed is necessary. You can't stand pat on your laurels or your profit or what your money
They don't want to
making.
hear none of that.
So no, it's all consuming. I mean, let alone when you start talking about what's going on over there in Israel. I mean, again, it's like that's why some of them countries over there are so apprehensive about Israel, because they know with that democracy, with capitalism, it has to spread. There needs to be a place where there's exploitation happening in order for capitalism to work.
Right.
And again, if you don't address that, if you don't come at that, then everything else is lost. You know what I mean? Because again, you
can
have
tell
to
that.
explore.
You ever notice in the stock market, every time we go to war, there's a conflict, the stock raises up
Yeah.
for
War
America.
is money. War equals money. sir.
Absolutely.
It's always been like that.
Absolutely. Microchips,
Yeah,
metals.
coppers, and
I mean, again, we
bullets,
armory.
casing,
So why?
gun
Ammunition,
handles.
But, you know,
plane ships.
like I'm saying, that's the kind of stuff we want to get away from. But what it looks like for me is, all right, the war machine is moving, but he can't supply helmets. You can't supply nuts that
No.
go on the tanks or on the weapons.
That market is already taken
We
care
can't.
Yeah,
We
it's on lock.
why can't we build?
Somebody got nuts and
nothing?
bolts for the
because
next 100 years.
it would give us too much power
Somebody
to
got that
change
contract
things.
for nuts and bolts for the next 100 years. Some white
Well,
man got that
That's
contract.
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why aren't we thinking like that? Why
can we?
Well,
Where are we supposed to get this from?
it's supposed to start with us. We think it, and so we are.
Right.
We never thought of it like
never
that.
thought of it
We
like
were
that.
too afraid.
Well, we did. We had Wall Street, didn't we? We
No,
tried to.
What happened was they never talk about the hundreds of cities and black towns that right after when the Proclamation Emancipation was signed,
Late 1800s.
we were given, in some cases, 40 acres to mule because we could not make it without it. As soon as those folks began to realize that we were the ones that had the skill, because we did all the work. We weren't lazy.
Okay.
We weren't shiftless. We created things. You look at the patents. You look at the things that
All
we
hours.
created.
All hours.
Now, when you have people like that who have been recently liberated and they start making successful towns that don't reflect yours, and they supposed to be less than a human being, so
Monkeys.
you go burn the town down. What does that do to a psyche of a people knowing, well, I can't be too good because I was gonna die tonight? You understand? Nobody talks about that. We don't even want that in our history. We got to go back and rewrite American history. And the black experience is American history.
So
we should
you think
not
So you think
allow
we should
them
start
to write
our own
nothing.
curriculum and our own school system?
I'm not talking about our own curriculum yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm talking about those things that speak to our spirit and allows us to be full men, to be a full queen, to be a child that's safe. You can't educate a child until you get them safe. They don't feel safe. We just don't feel safe. Why? Because of the violence. And they will pump that narrative, which is a false narrative, that we, the porch monkeys or whatever you want, we're the
violent.
ones
We
that's
violent.
violent. we're the ones that's criminally
Yeah,
inherently criminal.
We dropped the bomb
But
on Nagasaki,
no,
Hiroshima.
Yeah, but when you look at the facts and you look at the numbers, these are white folks. They're more violent than anybody in this world, man. Come on. So, that's kind of where I'm at. We need mentors. Not the kind of mentoring, I think, don't look like it looked when you and I was coming.
Right.
Mentor means, hey, man, I'm going to grab a little joker that I think is trying to make it. I'm going to check with him every day. When I see him, when my eyes lay eyes on him, hey, man, what you doing?
And when he gets good, he checks somebody else.
He recognizes
Sometimes it gets cut
cares.
off. I think that happens, but it get cut off. Once he gets good, he forget about sponsoring somebody else. And I've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah, but we weren't trying to build
We
the
need to
system.
continue a continuated system.
Now we're paying attention.
Right.
So now we become more intentional about relationships. You know, we have 3-4 young boys, we don't think nothing of it. Because we on so-and-so, on Stone, whatever, we go on. No, we can't do that anymore. We have to require of them, hey man, report to me. And then go in our pockets and say, look, I'm going to share with you because I'm not rich.
Right.
But I'm going to share what I have. They respect that. Why? Because you earned yours the right way.
Right.
And your earnings now, I have access to what you earn. So that's special to me. That's a love note coming out your pocket, man. And now your dollar is spending more than one time. Your dollar now spent when you bought something for the family. Now your dollar is spending on me. And now I'm spending
Want to get a
on
seat
the
and come
other
over here?
things.
Get a seat next
Does
to
that
mine.
make sense?
It makes sense. I don't know if I always agree, good brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk to
To
me.
be real,
The
I have.
mentoring aspect.
Because like for instance, I had a kid yesterday I was speaking with,
doing, man?
and he's currently locked up, and
He's
he's incarcerated.
Where
Over there in Ferris.
Oh, really?
And
How
yeah,
old is he? You said
He's
again?
16.
He's 16 years
16.
old.
Ferris or the detention center?
Ferris. So well, the cottages. He's about to get released.
Snowden?
Yeah, one of them over
Yeah,
there.
that's fair. Right?
Yeah.
No, cottages
Cottage,
is like
Mold.
Snowden.
Yeah, it's
Snowden,
and
Mold.
all of them
Yeah.
over there. So he doesn't have either one of his parents. He's gone through puberty while he's been locked up, so he's grown out of his clothes. So I was telling him, like, listen, man, we can help out with clothes. You know what I mean? I got you. It may not be the name brand thing. He's like, whoa. He's like, I'll handle my clothes. There's a certain kind of clothes that I need to wear that I wear. And again, he doesn't have any parents. He lives in an apartment with 6 other people. But his priority is designer clothing. Not just having clothing, not just having something.
Certain type
He
of
needs a
clothing.
certain type of
clothing.
the idea, the mindset of a lot of the youngins right now. Again, because of our society, they put so much emphasis on looking luxurious. You know what I mean?
certain type of
A
way.
certain kind of look, rich. You know what I mean?
When they're not.
The man, the family man, the person that's just doing what they need to do. Honestly, they're not held up in any kind of regard. Where a lot of times these young boys and girls want to follow that. Because again, what they see on TV, what they see on TikTok, what they see on Instagram is everybody balling, everybody wearing design, everybody doing well. They're not. It's not highlighted the person that's going to work every day and has enough. They want the excess, and again, that's part and parcel of our culture. And again, the greed, the trying to get to the top, all about me, individualism. That's part and parcel of the structure of our country. Again, we're not based on and focused on community. And because again, the community is kind of what we need, I think, for the young folks as well. Because again, one mentor is going to get mentors are going to get burnt out.
Right.
It takes the village. It takes a community.
Right.
And for that community to get to that certain spot, we need help from bigger systems, bigger governments. But again, as soon as we get in a certain kind of power and it don't align with whatever was going on, it gets knocked down. We don't talk about the electoral college again, where even if we were to get to certain kind of a power and vote certain things in our interest, and we want to start putting more funding in certain areas and certain things, it can get knocked down by these delegates, these super delegates, these people who are, if it ain't part and parcel of the program, then they're going to knock it down. You know what I mean? That electoral college was put in place to make sure, like some place like South Carolina, where the slaves are the majority of the population, they could really get things moving. They could really start reallocating funds and things like that. Oh no, if they were to vote on something, those electoral delegates, they can say, oh no, we're not doing that.
That's why they did it.
We're not putting all that money in the ghettos, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to
that's-
fundamentally change
That's gangster.
things going on. Right?
So-
It's brilliant. It's brilliantly evil what we're involved
I
in.
told you, it's evil on steroids.
So
Yeah.
you're trying, I think
It's
what happened is
evil
I
on
think we
steroids.
mentor too late. I think that's the problem.
We did what?
We mentor too late. We have to mentor soon they get their personality at the age of 5.
Right.
So if you don't grab them at the age of 5, you lose them by the time they get 10 years old.
Or before the 4th grade.
4th grade, yes. Once they go into 4th grade,
Right.
But now I want
and
to
now they start
piggyback.
picking teams and gangs and looking a certain way and lose their self-esteem, you lose them. Because now
Son ain't your friend, huh?
What?
Because now
Tear my ass up.
he's 14 years old, 13 years old, he's banging. He can't get a job because he can't work over here. Because he's been banging in Wilmington, so he can't come over here. Because he's been banging when he's 12 or 13 years old. So he can't get a job over here. That's why you got to grab him early. So he can work any way he wants, go anywhere, have self-esteem. Can work at McDonald's and bring that legacy home.
But how many? Is that
You can say
realistic?
McDonald's.
Yeah. Is that realistic?
Yeah,
thought you was
I started
joking.
Burger King. My first job, my
Oh,
second
okay.
job was Burger
But
King.
yo.
Give me the realistic. What's that? What you mean?
I don't agree with that because most of the young people I run into today, they ain't caring nothing about McDonald's, nothing about none of those
Self-esteem.
jobs.
They ain't got no self-esteem.
Well, it's not the self-esteem. I think it's exposure. I mean, they grew
That-
up with these.
Right.
They grew up with these.
Phones.
They grew up with internet. They grew up with content creators. They grew up watching Usher. They grew up I mean, when I was coming up, the only rich group I knew was Michael Jackson and his brothers. Now, how many folks rich behind the
Well, look
entertainment
rich.
business?
Look
Yeah.
rich.
Well, they look rich.
Right, look rich.
And they're being and look, what we take for granted is there was a move at the same time that they were taking the rap, taking conscious rap out of the rotation.
Right.
There was a move to buy up all the 100,000 watt stations.
Hold that point about rap that was conscious. Hold that point. Go ahead.
So they bought up, when I say they, I'm talking about people like the Beasley Group. I'm talking about Clear Channel. Clear Channel owns in Philadelphia, Power 99.
They own iHeart too, right?
They
iHeart
own-
Radio.
No, they
Yeah, Clear Channel on iHeart Radio.
do they?
Yeah.
Look, they own DAS. They own the 102 something.
Yeah.
So you as a black person, me as a black person who is socially competent and conscious, should we even get the money? They're not afraid of us because they know the chances for us getting money enough to even be at the table to make a bid, whether we know the business can make it work or not, is not going to happen. Now, when it does happen, they have locked the market up where your signal cannot go into different places where advertisers will support you.
Right.
So you out in the cold. You can't sell radio time if jokers,
Right.
can't hear your signal.
And tying into that, you said something about rap. Well, you wanted the picture on that one?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, brethren.
Peace, brother.
Of Solomon's Temple. Oh, thank you. My big little brother here to my left, and my man. And I owe you an apology at the end of this session. I've been wanting to know. I've been wanting to talk. He'll tell you. I've been wanting to talk to you for over a month, but we're gonna get to that after the set. Conscious rap. During our time, well, 41. Okay.
I'm here.
Conscious rap gave a sense of identity, correct?
I would think.
You
It did.
would think.
To me, it did.
To me,
Okay. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
It gave a sense of identity, with the
What
not
was
X-Clan.
conscious rap? Maybe for the sake.
KRS-One.
KRS-One.
Right.
Public
Enemy.
Public
Public
Enemy.
Enemy, yeah.
X-Clan.
Right.
Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
Yeah,
A little.
Big Daddy came out. Yeah,
The 5%, even the 5% Nation.
Stetsasonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brand Nubians.
Brand new. Oh yes, Brand Nubian, Lord Jamal. Yeah.
X-Clan. We had-
X-Clan. Yeah, we had
Native
we had,
tongues.
What
Yes,
I
sir.
what I
Yes,
see
sir.
and worked in this system, years ago, years ago,
Years ago.
that I found is that a lot of these kids don't have a sense of self-identity. They don't read anything regarding their history. Half these, no, I ain't gonna say half. Majority of these kids out here don't even know the first automobile was not Ford. It was black man. Everything that you see that were burdensome, history speaks it. That was the beast of burden at one time. Try to find an easier way to do the work that we were instilled to do or forced to do. So individuals, well, these kids don't have an appreciation, one, for elders, two, the history that we hate, brother. The history that we have.
Absolutely.
So, yes, correct, and I'm appending you and affirming you, sir. That, and you as well, brother. The kids wearing, I ain't gonna say Malolo, that's old. Gucci, LV, so on and so forth. But you living, you living in a hovel. It's a lack of self-identity, given the oppression, like they got something, but
You don't have nothing.
But it
So it's full circle.
But it soothes the mental.
it soothes the mental.
And we have mental illness, so
it soothes the pain.
The pain, exactly.
And
So
the
we don't
exposure
have,
of pain.
so we don't have mental illness. You take those things away, and now I'm sitting in my room sad as I'm sad.
I don't think it takes mental illness away. I think it gives a person a way to cope.
Pacify.
Right, exactly. I'm not
To
taking it away.
pacify.
Cope,
To
cope and pacify.
Because we get high to bring feelings up or to put feelings down. That's why we get high. We celebrating or we hurting something, but we want them feelings.
Nowadays it's hurt.
We want them feelings
Nowadays it's
to
hurt.
go away.
These young kids, what are they celebrating?
Huh?
What is young kids celebrating?
Well, they celebrate a lot amongst themselves. They do. I mean, when
What are they celebrating?
they celebrate a lot amongst themselves.
You gotta get out in the streets.
You'd
a
be
little bit more.
surprised. Them
I'm
look,
saying what is they really celebrating?
and well, it depends on whose lens you looking
Right.
through. If you're looking through my lens,
Or your lens.
I have a different, what you call it when you shoot for something. I'm up here.
Up there.
I'm looking for my society and the brothers in my society to be accountable. I'm looking for black folks to act like black folks. Let's have fun. Let's do what we do. But let's also remember that we are the direct descendants of the original man. How can you be a direct descendant of God and the original man but act like a fool?
Because that's yada yada.
No, that's my
Like everybody,
expectation.
but that's everybody.
They
knows
don't
that.
have those
See,
expectations.
that's the thing. Everybody knows that.
No,
So now what we got? What we going to do?
No, they don't.
Hold on a second.
Everybody know that we ain't the
But is that
original.
okay?
We ain't the original
Now
people
I
on
do have
this
a
earth.
question.
No.
No, they
To
don't.
piggyback off of
They don't.
Bumpy
They
here.
don't?
Is it realistic? Now, all right, let's say a coalition. We're looking for a coalition.
Okay.
But is it realistic? I heard you say use the word black. But is that realistic to have a coalition and say, okay, we're going to use black opposed to an American coalition, like-minded individuals? Because as a people,
Right.
based on history, I don't know if we can necessarily progress to that level just us alone. And I don't know if we ever did that just us alone.
That's
We
what
tried.
But
I
because
love
now
what you're saying.
But
We
yeah,
tried.
because now what happens, you turn off those people that are willing to assist and give us.
and that's
and-
what I'm tired of.
Well, I understand
I'm
that.
exactly tired of that.
But do you think that's
Jews
realistic?
have no problem being Jews.
Oh, we can definitely be us.
Listen. Asians have no problem being Asians. And you not gonna get a job at the Chinese joint fixing no wings and no shrimp fried rice.
Oh, they in the
You're
soul
not
food
going
spots.
in there with that.
Miss
You're
Doris
not gonna
cooking
get
soul
a
food for 'em.
job at Kennedy's on the corner. They got no problem being who they are. We the only people. Obama was the only president that could not do anything black because he was guilty by association.
Exactly.
That's unfair, man.
He's right.
Why we keep pushing those double standards? I'm black, and I love being black.
I don't think that takes away from what you're saying as far as being black. But I'm saying as far as a coalition to be successful.
Right.
I understand. And I agree 100% what you just said.
Right.
But now, how does that look? How do we formulate that? How do we come together, like-minded, to do such a thing?
I'm looking for abolitionists, bro.
Okay, that's what I'm
Black
saying.
out.
So
I'm looking
what does
for
that look like?
white
Hey, look,
And what does it mean?
absolutely.
Of course.
I'm looking
We
for
need them.
white
We
abolitionists.
need them.
That's my whole
That's
That's
point.
what he was saying.
Because-
But that's what he was saying.
Yeah,
we can't
but
do
the
it by ourselves.
but the abolitionists knew we were slaves, and they knew what they were up against, and they was beside us.
And it was,
That's what I'm looking
and they were
for
crazy.
today.
So something was wrong. For you to
That's
do
who
something
I'm
like
looking
that,
for
that takes a lot of
today.
bravery. That takes
We
a lot of
We on the
bravery.
same-
You know what?
To be a white
I'm
abolitionist,
not worried.
Does it?
I don't get
that's
upset
bravery.
when I'm somewhere
Because you don't
and
have to do it.
a person who is MAGA or a person who was of the Patriot Party begins to speak. I don't get upset, when other folks side with them. What upsets me is the folks that I believe in my heart know better, but say nothing. Say nothing. Because remember, it's the power of the group. Individually, they talk break. They talk with their chest out.
10 toes down on it.
When the group come in the room, it gets real quiet.
Yeah, but
Now,
you,
I'm the only one noticed that.
But you see what happened to the group leaders, right? Continue.
Brother John, correct me if I'm off. Frederick Douglass said, without struggle, there's no progress. Correct?
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
Am I correct
You
in
on
that?
point.
And I've been pondering on this query as well. That it seems like the majority of our demographic don't want to go through anything. Don't want to go through a struggle
Okay.
to see the end goal that through the struggle, there's progress. There's self-identity. There's a sense of nationalism. Right now, nationalism is I'm trying to make sure I say this word correctly. It's not real welcoming in the general consensus.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's all hold on.
Black nationalism.
Right.
White nationalism.
Yes, that's where I'm going at.
That's not accepted either. You just saw this killing of. Continue. They just
Hold
killed
on, hold
assassins.
on, hold
Just
on,
continue.
hold on. Hold on. I know where you're going at with it, but hold on. But what is wrong with nationalism? Black nationalism, Asian nationalism. It's being exhibited every day. I.e., what you just said. You ain't going to no Chinese store cooking no shrimp fried rice, chicken wings hard, and French fries. Maybe with some egg foo young. That's being jovial. Me going to that Chinese restaurant, Sing Hang, Great Wall, or any of them. Can I get a job up in here? No. No. Why? Because the world stage looks at us differently. I'm going to just say that, differently.
Right.
And we continually reassure them that they ain't too far from base level humans.
We're not going to get out of place. And then, if it's not that, it's those other folks whom we trust, whom our parents have trusted. And they get swayed by greed. They utilize us. Stand on our forehead. Look at me. We trust them to go to seats of power and speak truth to power and represent the least, the lost, and the left out. As soon as they get to where God has assigned them, they get infected with that nonsense.
You sure it was God?
Infected.
Wait a minute now. Say it again. Sure, it was God who has sent them there.
that
That's
point
how
on
it's
it.
done.
Could have been his homeboy the devil too. He was close.
Yeah. Because again, those positions are designed to keep things in place. That's one of the majority
all I'm
reasons
saying.
why. And when you talk about nationality and nations, what thing happened that required the world to even set up nations? It was World War II. It was the collection of land, and that's why us as black people are going to struggle because we don't have any land to attach our nation to.
We don't identify with a land.
You don't.
Indians identify with India.
Mm-hmm.
Russians
They gave them land.
identify with Russia.
They have a piece of land.
right.
So we need to start identifying as a Black American. We're a Black American.
Well, there's already a name nomenclature. It's called FB, Fundamental Black American.
Yeah.
That's the new term now,
Oh, is
Fundamental
it?
Black American.
Wow.
Now, let's talk about this. I kind of got a problem with black myself.
Do you, for real?
I have a problem with black. Black
like
insinuates.
black?
I don't. It
You're not black.
it insinuates that our started here at slavery. It erases everything that we did,
you know what?
and that we're attached to
That's-
prior to slavery.
But
good.
prior
Because
to
again-
slavery,
But I
we
look
don't
at
have
it-
an answer. We don't have history.
We
No,
came
no,
from
no,
we
but
came from a continent
funny
that
you
was
would- yeah,
that was
funny
I
you would say
didn't
that
come from
because-
Africa.
No, but I like
No,
what
for
he's
real.
saying.
I'm not-
I
I'm not
like
claiming
what he's saying.
Africa. I'm not
because
claiming
when
Africa.
I say black,
I'm not.
You're
I
saying
automatically link to Africa.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not claiming Africa.
I
I'm
never
sorry.
say African.
you're bugging.
I'm not saying. I'm not claiming Africa.
You
I'm not
bugging.
claiming
I'm not
Africa.
tripping. You-
Sketch.
I'm not claiming Africa. I'm sorry.
Sketch.
What you
This is the
claiming?
problem, right?
I'm not claiming Africa.
What are you claiming?
I'm claiming this my land. This is my land.
Oh, you
I can go back 220 years from here.
okay?
So why would I claim something from 500 years ago? That's not going to help my
Where
psyche.
your skin
Every
color
other
come-
other demographic does.
Yes,
They-
yeah. We're-
Asian, specifically Chinese, talk about their history is
Israel-
5,000 years.
Israel is 60 years old. How come they get to
Can I
claim
make my
their
point?
little thing?
Can I make my point, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Chinese, let's say Chinese specifically. Chinese can take their culture back 5,000 years.
5,000.
Japanese, who are the white men of Asia, can take their history back 1,000 years. Hold on, I'm not done yet.
But they just said that
I'm not done
black
yet.
people
I'm
also
not done
Chinese.
yet. I'm not done yet. So even here in America, Chinese Americans who were born on this land, as you stated, still can say, I'm Chinese.
Yeah, they identify with what's going on.
They,
back then.
they identify. So I'm not being argumentative, but I will present this antithesis. Why not?
I like that word. Can you say that again?
Antithesis.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? Hold on.
Okay.
Why not? That wasn't for you to answer.
No, that's. I got a question too.
It's one. I know you do.
The
Give me a
Jews and
second.
Israel.
I wasn't finished yet. So, why not? We had to right now. I can trace and have traced 500 to 2,000 years of my mother's family through her mother, my great grandmother, my great great grandmother, all the way to the Temne tribe in Sierra Leone. So yes, we do have an identity.
So you are an African, and you claim that. That's good for you. That's good for you. That's good for you. That's,
Okay,
that's
I
good.
get it. I get no. I was
That's-
just
that's
putting it
right.
out there
You're
for
right.
information
You're
purposes.
right, but we all ain't Africans. We're not.
If you saw a Chinese, an Asian person with a speaking patois, you gonna ask them, "Hey man, where your people from?" And they say, "I'm from Kingston, man." You gonna say, "Come on, man." you know what I mean. Regardless of your patois and how long your people been, where your people from? Why? How'd you get this? How you get the slanty eyes? How you get the? You know what I'm saying?
So what's the difference between saying I'm a Black American and Jews saying they're Israel? They from Israel.
But you see, they have a.
That's a made up country that they claim like we claimed here. They went there. The Ottoman Empire let them go there. Like we came here, they let us come here. They got Israel. Why we can't have America?
You know why? This ain't.
What I'm saying, why can they claim Israel?
They were
Israel
they
as a
nation.
nation.
The what?
From the beginning, in the
Right,
Bible,
but
Yeah.
it
it
was made,
talks
but
about
they made that
Israel's not
country.
made
No,
up.
they didn't make it. They were given it by
Now, are we talking about geopolitics or are we talking history?
History. They was-
History, they were the Jews. They consider themselves Israel.
yeah, but they gave. I'm talking about that land, Israel.
So now we're
was-
talking
was-
geo.
was
No,
gave-
you're
was
talking
given to
geopolitics.
them.
You're not talking
There's two
history.
different
You're
things.
talking. You're talking geopolitics.
Right.
Right.
I'm talking history.
Right.
They claim themselves as the children of Israel.
That's right.
God did change, what's his name, to
That's right.
Israel.
That's right.
So
Changed
they
his
already
name.
had that mindset
Right.
and have been perpetually instilling in their children,
Right.
we are the children of Israel.
You're right.
That's right.
So why not we say, well, I'm Temne, Stone is Yoruba, you Takar from
Fulani.
or the Fulani.
And the benefit of that is all of those cultures have been around for thousands of years.
Yes.
So again, they know how to handle a family structure. They know how to form education.
So which one of these tribes gave up these people for slavery?
Again, yes, that happened, but that doesn't.
What do you mean it happened?
You don't want to take away your
Right.
I mean,
so why would I want to claim that?
because again, it gives you your sense of
Identity.
That we sold
Again,
our own. My people sold my people up.
It happens.
Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's say this is our country. We made this country. Get our self-esteem and push this motherfucker away.
But again, this country is built on individualism. So again, as long as we identify with this country, we're gonna be thinking about ourselves versus us as a group of people. Because as long as you can get your $1 million, you can take a leave helping the community. You know what I'm saying? There's no benefit. There's no reward. We don't hold people up and hold them to that standard of helping out once you get to that point. You made yours. It is what it is. But those other cultures
in our culture has been depleted.
and African culture is more communal. Again, it's all about making sure. You know the reason why the Chinese don't allow us to work in their shops, and even it's so called in certain African shops, because they have a pipeline. They will send one person over here. The whole family will send money for one person to come over here because they know everybody else to come
we
on.
can do all of that here. We can do all of that here. We can do exactly what they did right here.
But they have.
Everybody wants to
the
get
mindset.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to change the mindset.
They say that this is our country and we do exactly
But again,
exactly
what
they do here.
What is Trump showing you about this country? It's not, again, as soon as we get some power. What happened to Puff? What happened to Bill Cosby? These billionaire people who had economics, who are actually trying to control industry, get in positions where they're going to control industry. What did our country do to these people who had these massive resources that are trying to change things and turn it into our?
You talking about these people with all this money? They ain't do nothing for us.
But
Why Puff Daddy?
But
when he signs a contract,
why?
and
Ask
say
why.
when he signs a contract and says you can't have your masters. When Bill Cosby says no, I'm not. I can't put that show on my network. Those people was holding us back instead of giving us the juice so we could be another Bill.
Who held us back?
All of them did. Why wasn't another?
All of them. You got to be
For Bill Cosby to be a Bill Cosby, why he didn't make another Bill Cosby?
Well, he was
why
trying,
Puff Daddy
but
make
again,
another Bill
but
Puff Daddy?
So again,
why he don't give up this information and teach people how to be just like you?
You can't teach while you on your way up because you're making
No, he was like, you up there.
But you're making king again in capitalism. Again, you can make a king and that king can now take your head because again, we are in a jungle. Capitalism requires violence. It's structural violence. Again, if I help you come up in my same business, now you are my adversary. Now you are in direct competition. You could take me if you don't like something about me. You could take me out if I raise
exactly
you
what
up.
happened in Africa. That's why they sold the slaves.
Because they had to. They had to. What was coming on to them? This armada of people, this country that were all together coming to steal their resources. Again, Africa, China, Asia, those places they didn't require nations, they didn't require governments because they had a holistic way of thinking things. But as soon as the Western Europeans started coming and taking land, when they said, oh, hold on, nobody owns this land? Okay, well, this ours. Okay, cool. In Jamaica, oh, y'all don't own nothing? Okay, that's mine then. So that required all these nations, people around the world. So hold on, we got to start part and parcel stuff. Now we got to start owning things because the white man is coming and taking what we don't now have ownership over. And it forced these countries and these other places that did not worry about competition and needing to take over certain things. It forced them to become greedy and getting into money because it required it.
And to add credibility to what he's saying.
Right.
You remember before the colonizers would come in, that people shared the land. They didn't care how much of the land you used. You hunted to eat. You didn't hunt for sport.
Correct.
Or stockpiling.
And you
Correct.
didn't.
I think after the Europeans came, that's what it meant.
It had to.
You didn't kill for
They
sport.
didn't.
How do we buy the guns? We got to buy the guns that y'all coming over here and killing us with.
Right.
We can't do it by exchanging bananas. All right, we got to get bread. We got to start.
It's a common denominator in America then.
Right.
They created a system to sustain themselves.
Right.
Period.
We as black folk are too busy trying to look and imitate, even though we quote unquote in our minds think we free.
No.
But we Right.
Steady trying to be
Hold
white.
on. Right. Right.
We want to
And figure that,
white.
okay, well, I'm going to wear LV because I got to let them know
I'm somebody.
I am somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, please.
Yeah. It's
You
not.
You got every other culture that comes in here in America. Ain't nobody wearing no LV. Man, they wearing secondhand stuff, Goodwill,
same
and
old
Salvation
jeans, same
Army.
old jeans, a regular T-shirt.
Exactly.
Well, to me, it's not what they wearing. It's how they feel with whatever they wear.
Right, right.
Wow.
They have self-esteem.
You know.
Automatically get
that's-
self-esteem.
And
Automatically.
that goes back to what Brother Jonathan was talking about. There are systems in place that reinforce self-esteem.
Right.
There are systems in place that these countries had and cultures had that connected you to your ancestors.
Ooh.
It was in how you spoke. It was in how you behaved.
Handled the elders.
It was handed down to you. And what I hear us saying is a lot of that has been eradicated
On purpose.
intentionally. You know, I'm going to help you. All right? But in order for me to help your mother, your daddy got to get out the house. So we're going to give you welfare because we happen to know we didn't create any jobs within this red line, this area. So how you going to have money? You don't have no money. You don't have nothing. And you ain't got sense enough to know that you got nothing. So what I'm going to do, though, out of my guilt, I'm going to say, look, we need to go down there and help them. But
Is it guilt?
Yep.
don't let, we don't want him in there. Him got to go. Him got to go.
Okay, you gotta go.
Now, what do? You empowering my queen over me? Because you still got fantasies
So it's getting back to that
from
William
back
Lynch
in
letters,
slavery days?
right? The William Lynch
Where
letters.
you could do what you want. So she's eye candy
I
and
need
everything else to you.
I need those books.
And if you holler at her, she gets submissive because I'm not there to protect her. And I better not act like I'm coming to your job to protect her because she's going to lose her job. Come on, man. This thing is well thought out and played out.
Brilliant.
It's played out for real.
Brilliant.
Played out.
You made thank you, sir. You made reference sketch in regards to the Willie Lynch letters. All right, you gave a citation, which is good. But there's some other citations that need to be read as well.
Go ahead with you.
Let me go to the right here. My brother turned me on to this book about 5 years ago. Post-traumatic slave disorder by
Hello.
Dr. Joy DeGroy.
Hello.
Brother Jonathan made reference to the kid's lack of self-identity.
Absolutely.
There's a book by Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu
Yes, sir.
called, it's a series of books, The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys.
Yep.
It's a 7-book set.
Yep.
And I'm gonna put this as the Magnus Opus right now. Past Master back here, Past Master Mike, he made mention of a book by Naeem Akbar called The Psychology of Slavery.
Absolutely.
Woo-wee.
Absolutely.
Fire.
Those are books that need to be. Oh, and if your mind can handle this one, by Zbigniew Brzezinski. Man, but it talks about geopolitics. I can't remember the name right offhand
Don't
of
worry,
the book.
I'm gonna recite it.
But those are the books that should be read to get at least get a base level comprehension of what's going on, and possibly spawn implementation of action.
Fire. I gotta go, fellas. It was great though, man. I will be back for sure. But I appreciate y'all. See y'all later.
All right, Harm, be good.
You gonna keep going?
All
You gonna
right.
keep going?
Yes, brother.
So, with that being said, there are books out here. I mean, these folk out here read
Come on over,
everything.
Mike.
Read everything that's fruitless under the sun. We could talk about Puff and what's the girl that he had that charged him up. We could talk about Shannon Sharp and the girl that worked him out of 15 to 20 million, whatever.
Right.
But nobody wants to read any books to solve a problem or an issue,
Right.
or to get a base level understanding of what's going on,
Right.
or self-identity.
Right.
And it's shameful. It's shameful. You got these kids coming out of HBCUs They clueless and acting like thoughts, dancing, shaking their tail at graduations, so on and so forth. It's ridiculous. Our parents and our grandparents ain't no.
That's not what you're there for.
That's not what you're there for.
That's not what you represent.
Exactly.
Can I cut in here?
Sure, sir.
I can't let that go. First of all, we're not going to denigrate the name of HBCUs by thinking that all they're doing is coming out of stocks. We're not going to say that at all.
I apologize. I changed the word choice.
But we never saying everybody. We're never saying everybody.
Some of the finest people, black people in this world, in all professions, come out of HBCUs.
I'm
Most
not
of our
dismissing
doctors
that.
come out of
I'm not
HBCUs.
dismissing that.
See, we're not saying that.
No, I'm
Some of the
not saying
finest
that.
black
I'm not
lawyers
saying
from HBCUs. But there are some, and we only name a few that do that. Okay? It's anywhere. We had the same thing in predominantly white universities. Same PWIs, same thing there. So it's nothing different. It's just young kids being young kids. That's there.
Okay. Then I apologize for that
Well,
misnomer.
no,
Oh, no.
you ain't gotta apologize
Because
for that.
no.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that,
It required clarification.
clarification.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
I don't think
Required
you have to
clarification.
apologize.
Thank
And
you.
when we mention people like Diddy and Shannon Sharp,
And Bill Cosby.
I'm not gonna put Cosby on that there. I'm gonna just go with the two ladies first. It's modern day buffoonery. Modern day buffoonery because it sells numbers and prints a check. Let's take it, for example. Let's take it to, I think, two of the biggest buffoonery fools out there: Charles White and Shannon Sharp. And you can throw Charles White. And you can even throw Stephen A. Smith in that. It's modern day buffoonery. And what's so sad about it is Stephen A. Smith is a magnificent journalist.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
But to be loud and brash and beating on people puts checks in the bank. Okay? So when do you stop saying it ain't about the money, but it's about the image of my people? That's what it comes down to. It's just straight buffoonery.
Right.
In my honest opinion.
Shallow vocal.
Right.
Shallow vocal.
I think that's why Ahmad Rashad stepped down. He says it was just too much. He couldn't.
Ahmad Rashad?
Yeah, he couldn't.
Ahmad
talk.
Rashad, he did it in this, on
But
the
he
scene.
came off the
was.
scene because of that. He couldn't speak the way he wanted to because he was the only one up there.
Well, you
Kind
can
of.
really speak what's the other boy? The boy that passed away from cancer. What's his
Oh, you talking about the brother?
he always say about
Stu.
it's cooler.
Stu.
Stuart Scott.
Yeah.
Stuart Scott couldn't really say what he wanted to say.
So he stepped down.
And
But
the
he
reason
he
is-
really stepped down.
Well, no,
He-
I'm talking about Ahmad
He died.
Rashad.
Because
Oh.
we don't own these platforms. But when we
Correct.
own our own platform, we can say whatever we want to say. But we have to understand there's a level of responsibility, not just for yourself as an individual, but for your community. For your community, there's a level of responsibility. You don't see other communities clowning. I mean, there may be some, but for the most part, you don't see them
They
clowning when they're on these
self-regulate
platforms. Exactly. And that's the thing we fall short on. We should be where you say something out of line about our community, we coming to get you. We got an organization that's going to come and get you and have a few words with you about it. And then we're going to do our best to shut you down. But what it takes it takes some coach to call, or somebody, some sports announcer, or some former football player with a game there to call some women some nappy head holes for us to get all upset. It takes a guy to get a knee put on the back of his neck for us to get up in a roar on anything. We should be on a roar every day. If one black man gets shot in the street, we should be up on a roar about that. Whether he's shot by a black man or white man, we should roar about that. Should be this thing where we got every time we got something to say it's causes a police done something. It should be time anything is done right. Anything that affects our community, we should be a roar about that. And I don't mean it takes everybody, but it takes a tight pocket of people that, hey, you say something wrong, they coming. If you say something wrong about the Jews, they got a whole organization that's coming at you.
Anti-Defamation League.
They're coming at you.
The Jewish Defense League.
We don't, and that, you know what that is? That's community pride. That's what it comes. That's community pride.
That's all
We
it
don't
is.
have community pride like that as much as we should. We got pockets of it here and there, but we need more than that.
But it's not collective.
It's not collective, and that's the problem. Or let's get one group and make them the all be all say all, the most powerful being there is. Let them do it.
But just to piggyback on what you were just saying about our community not owning the airways. Now, we look in reverse. They could get on there, say what they want to say all kind of bullshit, We ain't this. We monkeys. We subhuman, and they're making millions. They're profiting off of that type of conversation and language. Going back, like I said, we go in there and try to say something. Oh, we can't. You can't say that. You're too controversial. We don't do that. We need to be more inclusive. But they have no problem. Which brings us to this point today. What just happened yesterday with this Charlie Kirk individual. Okay, he made a living talking shit. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Okay, he made a living talking about black folks, brown folks, what they're not, what they can't do. Intellectually, they're not born with this or that. And he made millions and has a hell of a following. Just to go back to what Mike was saying, as far as us as a people, we don't own the airways. We say one thing, hell, we can't even get on social media and say the wrong thing. We get on social media, say one thing wrong, bam, your account's done. Because again, you don't own it. YouTube shut you down. We don't own the airways. Or the folks who sit at top dictates on what's okay and what's not okay. And right now, if you ain't paying attention, this administration is shutting things down. As far as you better not say this or that negative about this. And that compare, I mean, and you getting these organizations falling in line. They're falling in line with this administration. It's slowly before our eyes. It's this was only 8 months into this administration, 7, 8 months.
They have attacked
Okay.
almost everything.
And you know why that is? Because this is administration, old middle-aged white men talking to an organization of old middle-aged white men. So they have a commonality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with you. As long as he ain't messing with their money, they in line with it. And in the case he's not, he putting more money in their pocket.
That's
They
the
in
thing.
line with it. But Charlie Kirk, he talked about black, brown people, and he talked about white women. He talked about date raping, or you
Yes.
get to date raping, or you get to a girl, you all that. She say no, yeah, that's a gray area. That's not a gray area. White women up and roar about that. He said that mess. He didn't care. You know, it's this national Christian thing.
Imagine if a black man said that.
Yeah.
Just imagine.
Oh, man,
if a
he'd be
black
done.
man said what he said,
He'd be
because I heard
done.
that. If
What
a
if
black
Al
man
Roker
said
would've
that's
said
a gray area, that a woman says
be
no,
done.
you get to a certain point. That's not really, that's not really rape. She put herself in that situation.
You're done.
We're done, totally done. Ain't no
We've
way you
seen
can
it.
go.
Yeah.
There
We've
would be
seen
no
it
way you
countless
can
times. We've seen
air
it
your
when-
information.
When Billie Holiday sang Strange Fruit, career was over with.
Yep.
Done.
Yep.
Hold on, repeat that again.
When Billie Holiday sang Strange Fruit,
Yeah.
your career's over with.
Yeah.
We've seen that time after time.
Yep.
Your career's over with. You're done. Get out of here.
Okay.
Was that
Here
Billy
we go.
Holiday? That was the other lady.
It originally Billie
It
Holiday.
was. And then the
Nina
other lady
Simone
did
did
it, and then they took her down too.
No, they let her go. It was already done.
So
Nina
here-
Simone was global.
Yeah.
Europe, they went to Europe.
So here's the pressing query that I continually, perpetually review in my mind. When you see these things going on to where it's in your face that
Hey, fellas.
we as a people are being quashed in our language and our expression, positive expression, to your point, Past Master, accountability, peer confrontation. We see this. What are we going to do as far as doing something that will be beneficial to us? You see it all the time. You see it in history. Like, when are we going to get up off our, tails? Enough's enough. All right, we doing it this way, as a collective, and buying everybody in our demographic into that thinking.
So I think if, you pose an interesting question, and I think for us to even begin to journey, we have to do what Gil Scott spoke to me about years and years ago. So you organize first. Same old tune. It's the same old record, but it's effective. It's effective. You got to organize the people. Someone has to bring us together. Once we organize, then we begin to educate. And it's got to be a safe environment where we can stop talking about where we come from and talk about where we're growing. Education, not the same education that we go to school to get. An education that teaches you what it means to be respectful. Education that teaches you that the sun ain't gonna shine always. So we gotta be intelligent, because no one taught us the art of finance. So we gotta teach ourselves. We gotta educate ourselves on so many levels, and then we mobilize.
Absolutely.
Well,
So I'm sorry. That takes me to the segue because we're going to be wrapping up soon. But now we presented all these different queries and we understand the problems and the dynamics. But the question becomes, what do we do? How do we do that? What can we do? Because right now, it's almost going back into the slavery days where we need to meet in darkness, to sit and have meetings and put things together. Because if this gets out in the light and they think there's any traction, it's going to be a problem. I'm saying that person, that organization will cease to exist. And that's my opinion, based on what's going on now. If you become too big, too powerful, too much of a voice of change, there's going to be an issue. How do we do this in this current atmosphere?
That's a good question.
we need to reintroduce the Underground Railroad. Not from a road to moving people about, but organizing underground. Solid but deep. And that's the way to do that. And it has to happen in pockets of communities. And those pocket communities are communicating with each other. So we all in the same accord. That needs to happen. You need to get to places where knowledge is being taught, where you can sit down and learn. And if, you know what? Sometimes some people just need to go to the library and pick up a book.
And
Not just
unfortunately, they ain't doing
several books, and just read and educate yourself on that. But we need that,
and there's no
we
excuse.
need that mental digital underground railroad.
That's right. There's no excuse for not doing that.
And how do we keep
mean-
out the infiltrators?
Well,
As gangsters, that makes sound.
Of course, I know we're just talking base level right now. Like, we use the method of public policy. We're just talking. We just agenda setting. We just throwing out possibilities. But those possibilities have to be structuralized using that format. Time frame. It might take a generation or two.
it's going to take a couple.
50 years.
It's going to take a couple.
But it has
But
to start somewhere.
it has to start, and it has to be consistent. It has to be, there's going to be systems in place regarding securities and firewalls, so on and so forth, to ensure that individuals that come into the organization have that
Been screened properly.
That they have that base foundation. But it's going to take.
And you got to figure who's, you got to pass the torch on, because again, we don't live forever.
Yeah.
And we had our leaders in the day, but moving forward, okay, we get this. I love the idea. Put the organization together. But then again, now it's information we need to keep moving for generations. Who do we
Well,
pass that torch to?
there-
How
I
do we
think-
pass that torch?
think
Who's
there
going to be
are
able to
plenty.
take that torch? Who's be willing to take that step?
There's a lot of young folks and a lot of older folks. We have a plethora of talent and folks who are prepared to step up. I think because of all the distractions, we lack trust. If I can't trust you, it's hard to love you. If I can't love you, it's hard to lean on you. If I can't lean on you, we can do nothing together. The relationships has to be, in my opinion, reestablished. Now, we need think tanks. Big Mike was saying, it's one thing for us to come together, but we have to come together with purpose. Who are the primaries? Who are the secondaries? Who are the tertiary? Each one has a function within the group. And then there's a consequence to your compromise.
Oh, absolutely.
You compromise the group, there's a consequence. No more of this, you get to be with us. And when you go back, now your information is valuable, so you just sell us all out. Because so what? Snitching is what's happening, Charles White.
You know what? If you need a common foundation, here's the common foundation. You need to take the African, the and the Afro-American, black one, choose to call them, they need to understand who's their enemy. They have the same enemy. The difference is that we miss out on the brainwashing for one, but the difference is blacks in America were enslaved. Black in Africa were colonized.
Right.
And we need to understand
There's
each other's
a
positions. And there is a big difference between the two. But when you also, the bigger thing you understand was who was the ones that enslaved and who was the ones that colonized us. It's the same oppressor. Once we identify who our oppressor is, stop listening to it. Stop heel-toe stepping fetching behind him and get rid of the handkerchief heads, then we can move forward. But that needs to be our bottom foundation. This is who our enemy is. And he's not just an enemy to us. He's an enemy to the Latino. He's an enemy to the Asian. He's an enemy to everybody in this world because he's attempted to colonize the entire world. When you start talking Russia and all of them, those are white men.
Yes.
Those are white men. And they've been doing all the world. But once we identify who our oppressor is, and we all come to that solid conclusion who is, then
Yes,
we can
sir.
begin to move forward. That's the common ground.
Brothers,
As we tie it up again, we'll let you, because we're wrapping it up right now. So, as a recap, let you say 2 minutes of a recap moving forward. I thank you, first of all, for being a guest. That's number one. That's number one.
you better know that's right.
Yes,
time
indeed.
is money, and money
Absolutely.
is something I don't have a lot of.
And I don't take none of that for granted.
Yeah, so I keep my time close. It's always a pleasure being a guest and just being a brother who loves Smoke World. Yes, baby. So I thank you all for being consistent, allowing us to come on the platform. CTAC, Churches Take a Corner. CTACfoundation.org will explain the kind of things we do. You can plug in at any moment. You need to get that fan and them cowboy boots and come on to the cow down on the 20th of this month, which happens at the Belvedere Fire Hall. You see me or see any of the CTAC members, go to the website, sign up. If you don't have a ticket, I'll get you one. We want you there.
Nice.
Again, Smoke World, it's always a pleasure. My big little brother, always a pleasure. Allow us cigar smokers to, vent, share ideas, and can possibly implement those ideas that we share through this glorious leaf that we love so much. Now, I'll conclude with this: study to show thyself approved, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Truth. And to get to truth, you have to have syllogistic conversations. Yeah, that's for you to look that word up. Syllogistic conversations. So that we can implement these plans and things points that we discussed and implement them. Thank you.
Brother Mike.
And it's me, Taylor Stolen. Always a pleasure sitting here enjoying a good cigar, masterminding with the brothers, put the strategy together. I would say to you that if you're looking for a place, a home to figure out where you can get that knowledge, look up Nubia, spelled with the K. Join the organization. Get out there and join Karen Hunter and her crew. Get you where you need to be. That's all I got.
Well, folks, there you have it. This is what we do. This thing they call the leaf, a.k.a. the cigar. We come together, like-minded. Many, not so much. But nonetheless, we still love them the same. We try to educate them, enlighten them, give them a different perspective. Give them something to look at. Give them something to think about. Again, when I turn this mic on, I don't take for granted that you listen. I appreciate that. SmokeWorldPodcast.com is the website, so check that out. We got a lot of good things going on. Season 2's coming up with the Smoke World Podcast show. So that being the case, we love y'all. Stay peaceful and treat people with respect. That's all it takes. Respect. Peace and love.
It's the Smoke World Podcast. It's time to talk about